Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. Today we're going to be talking once again about a fight that should have happened in Dragon Ball Super, and I am once again joined by Kyokai1994. Man, why don't you say hello to everyone listening?
What's up, guys? I'm excited to be back on Mark's channel as always. I feel that some of the best what-if discussions actually come from this channel, and I feel that a lot of people actually copy your style, possibly me included, but a lot of people do it really poorly, and I think that people need to start picking their game up on that, man, but I'm happy to be here, so.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm sure I copy a lot of people's style too. I just like doing what I like doing, man. Discussions are the best, especially when it comes to Dragon Ball. And I hope everyone listening to this actually likes that as well. Please go down to the description section below and check out Kyokai if you haven't already, because he does do a lot of really fun discussions. If you like my channel, you'll like his. Anyway, guys.
That's a good plug.
So anyway, guys, we have this discussion. As you know, this series on my channel, we talk about fights that should have happened in Dragon Ball Super. And no, we're not talking about power scaling. We're not trying to figure out who would fight in a cage death match, really. It's really more so taking characters, taking situations, and building the story around it. How would this affect the overall arc of the story they were trying to tell, or the character motivation going into the arc, or anything like in that realm? So here's what I think, man. Obviously, if you've clicked on this, you probably have some semblance of what's going on in the Dragon Ball Super manga, but just to tell anyone who doesn't already know, Toritaro has decided to implement Cell Jrs on 17's island during the Tournament of Power. They cut back to 17's island when Goten, Trunks, and Marin are looking after it, and they come across the Cell Jrs, whom I guess 17 is tamed or something, but they're there, right? And this isn't something that we ever saw or got any glimpse or even hint at in the anime. Obviously, this wasn't their intention at all, but taking this and realizing that this could potentially be part of the anime, part of the intention of the story of Dragon Ball, how could you have made this realization that Cell Jrs still exist in this world matter to characters? And nobody is better than Gohan. Gohan has to fight these things, right? So this is my thought, man. You have to get rid of the Wadagash story. You have to get rid of the fighting the past giant villains in the forest and everything that Goku and Krillin did. You have to get rid of a whole lot. But you go to the preliminary matches, Goku, Boo, and Gohan, and they actually go up against everyone. They get back, they decide who they're going to go recruit for this fight, and then they go to 18 and Krillin, ask for both of them. Gohan goes, hey, I just want to fight you guys. I want to see how y'all stack up against us. They have that fight, and instead of Goku going to see 17 sometime after that, he actually goes with Krillin to go recruit Ten Shinhan. And Gohan asks 18 like where he can find 17. She tells him, and he goes to the island. But before he meets 17, you get rid of the poacher arc, you get rid of the alien ship thing, and you have Gohan get to the island and come across, and I'm just going to say, one Cell Jr. that's completely fully grown. It looks like a blue perfect Cell, you know? And he fights that. And we get to see Gohan go up against this blast from the past type of villain that he doesn't realize is there. And it's kind of more of a haunting thing. Like, is this real? Am I actually seeing this person? And he gets to push himself to the limit instead of the Wadagash thing, instead of everything that brought him to really want to fight and get his fighting sense back during the build up to the Tournament of Power. So, man, what are your thoughts on this?
I like this idea. Obviously, I like the little, Great Saiyaman arc and stuff that they did, so I don't want to see that completely go out the window. But, I mean, I feel making Gohan the leader of the Universe 7 team for the Tournament of Power, they kind of shafted him by not letting him really do anything for his team. So I feel him going to the island and having to have this realization and fight like what, Kuririn would have had in the Imagination Forest. Which, one, I'm tired of his character doubting himself and his limit, or his abilities and everything. Like, if his friend Goku says he can come and fight, most of the time he can come and fight. So I'm tired of them playing that oh, poor Krillin for being a human thing. He's strong, man. They played that thing in Resurrection F, and I feel that they need to stop tapping into that. So I'm fine with them getting rid of that, but I like them replacing it with this idea and having Gohan go with Krillin to actually go, help out with 17, because then we get another duo of Krillin and Gohan, which is something, you know, referring back to the Namek arc. So we have, you know, some kind of situation that you could have whatever with them. And then with, you know, when they actually get to 17, since 17 is being a good, you know, uncle and taking care of his nephew and or nephews, hanging out on the island, and he has tamed them, Gohan wouldn't know that whenever he, you know, first saw them. And maybe, just maybe, because, you know, they're already terrible at counting, so maybe they didn't actually explode. Maybe they regenerated like, you know, Cell did or something, but maybe by some chance they have some kind of spark of memory of Gohan, just eradicating through all, correctly 7, but 8 of them. And that sparks something off, because like with 17, you know, he's got them to not just want to go, you know, take over the universe, because they are all little cells, you know, or in your case, one big cell. But they're all Cell. They have his abilities. They have at least a good amount of his power. Obviously not all of it, and they're not very durable since they take one punch to, you know, blow up. But I think having these trained monsters on the island, having them basically provoked and set off, it would be really interesting. I don't really like characters coming back and back and back, but I really like Cell, and I feel that with the Cell Juniors, you know, you're not going to get everything that you get from Cell. You're not going to get all the smack talk. You're not going to get all the, you know, the perfect jokes and stuff like that. And I think that would be very interesting, especially for Dragon Ball Super, before the Tournament of Power, before the most epic of all battles inside Dragon Ball Super. We can see a reunion of Gohan actually obtaining his power back by fighting and defeating the thing that, you know, once triggered him to gain power like that in the past. And I feel that that's a good character arc to have, you know, from being a child to an adult. And I feel that that's a little bit better than what they did for his character. And I feel that if you give him more power as a character through those means, the audience doesn't get as upset. It doesn't feel like an ass pull. It feels like, oh, it's progression. It's something that you should obtain, or, you know, this is the fight you needed to break through that barrier. And I feel that a Cell Jr. fight could do that for Gohan in the Dragon Ball Super series.
I completely agree. In fact, I like what you're putting out there. Like I said at the beginning, the idea of one Cell Jr. growing up into maturity is a real fan favorite idea. It's one of the things that not just me, but a lot of other people have put forward in various videos and other contexts. But I agree with you, just bringing back the 7 Cell Juniors, like for whatever reason they regenerated, they understand who Gohan is, but they're tame now because 17 has, you know, used them to be somewhat watchdogs to take away poachers and just make sure that no one gets in on this island or just taking all these animals. So they're the guard dogs of this place. So when he goes, whether he goes with Krillin or not, but Gohan just goes there, we get to see all these Cell Juniors gather up around him because they think that he's an enemy. Maybe, like you said, they have some semblance of who he is and they have memory of that fight with him. And then we get to have Gohan realize that, yes, I've really dropped so far. This is the fight that I have to kind of put myself back into the mindset of fighting. And even the idea of them beating him down just for a little bit before either 17 comes, you know, he doesn't have to kill all of them. He doesn't have to kill any of them. I like the idea of there being 8. He just kills one just to kind of wink at the audience.
Take the number back down to what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, like he winks. It's like a wink at the audience to be like, yeah, like there was 7, but we messed up that first time. But him getting beaten down and then finding that strength within himself to take them on, and then 17 stepping in, and we get a nice little moment between 17 and Gohan. One that I think makes a lot more sense than what we got with Goku and 17, where 17 thanks Goku for being brought back to life because he got a chance to meet his wife and his new adoptive children. And it's like, dude, that was really Gohan's thing. Goku really didn't have a huge part in that. So it would make more sense for him to have that nice moment with Gohan, considering we've never got to see that. And a nice little callback to 18's moment with Trunks in the arc previous. And then at the same time, one of the things you can do that would help the future of the Tournament of Power is that Gohan and 17 would then fight. You know, you saved me from Cell. I never really got a chance to thank you, but now I'd really like to fight you, you know, just kind of test my power. And you realize that him and Gohan are on the same level, so 17 must have gotten so much stronger. But then when we get into the tournament of power and they're like, we have unlimited energy, we don't ever get tired, and you realize just how powerful that is and how much he stacks up against Super Saiyan Blue Goku or Golden Frieza or even Vegeta to be one of the top fighters they had. It wouldn't be that much of a it would be that much more of a surprise if he didn't go up against Goku during that first initial fight and interaction that we got to see in Dragon Ball Super. There's a lot of benefits that we get here. Of course, like you said, getting rid of the Wadagosh arc, the whole Great Saiyaman stuff and everything is kind of a bummer, but I think one of the things that you could do is still have the fight between Gohan and Goku getting ready for it. You know, this is the last thing I really want to do. I took on the Cell Jrs. I made sure I got my fighting stance and style back, and now I really want to test my power up against Goku in his blue form. I think we could still have that, and it would be just as effective, but the whole idea of fighting the Cell Jrs. And getting his sense back that way, calling back one of the best arcs of Dragon Ball Z, I think a lot of people would really get into that.
Yeah, and also, like, okay, so this is the other thing, like, having Gohan be the one to recruit 17 and, you know, taking charge, like I said last time, it really helps out his character of being the captain of the team. But I also feel that the show wouldn't have had so much outrage that it did, because everybody was so upset that, like, oh, 18, Kuririn, Piccolo, Master Roshi, Tien, they're all, you know, God tier now. They're all Goku level. If you would have had Gohan be the leveler out, so, oh, they're all at Gohan level. So, like, even though, you know, Gohan's strong, you know, he's not God tier at this point. You know, make everybody as strong as Gohan and show that that's the new base level instead of Goku being the base level. And then God, you know, the God key being, you know, what makes him leaps and bounds upon better than everybody else. But making everybody basically Gohan base, I feel would have probably not had as much backlash in the community as making, you know, 17 and Kuririn and all them as strong as Goku. Or at least, you know, close to strong as Goku, you know, making them godlike. And I feel that using Gohan for this is a lot better than using Goku. It makes a lot more sense. And you also could still play the whole Kuririn needing to get a little bit of training. And you could even do it in this same little arc where Gohan is having to defeat this Cell Jr. or Juniors. And I feel that you could do some callbacks to the Android arc and actually make it a lot better for old DBZ fans who have been there for the, you know, and I don't mean here in America, I mean in Japan. So, like, for the 30-year run, like, that would be such a great callback to people. I mean, they already did the, you know, the fight with Grandpa Gohan and Goku. They did that little callback and people freaked out. So, we're talking about something, you know, that's been going on and that's been done since, you know, 95, having some kind of callback in the brand new 2019, 2018 show, like, that would be crazy. Like, people would freak out if they saw that. So I just feel that that would be something to tie both series together, and I feel that presented to the fans in the proper way, I feel that the nostalgia and heartstrings that can be tugged on you are pretty hardcore, and I feel that it could have fixed a lot of problems with the run-up of the Tournament of Power, even maybe in the Tournament of Power, just, you know, questions and concerns about characters and their, like, feats of strength, and I feel that this could have really fixed that. Even though it's a cool what-if fight, it still could have really fixed a lot of that middle piece of the Tournament of Power slice of life arc.
And one of the things that it really could have done, and probably would have regardless, is the characters didn't need to be on Goku's level.
No.
No matter how much he put himself down, the fact that the way they played it out was Goku-centric. He took out almost everybody, or Vegeta did, or various other characters use awesome techniques that had nothing to do with their power, like Master Roshi, at least, you know, at the very least during the anime and not the manga. This was something that really could have helped the power scaling. You're right. It would have been a little bit infuriating that they're on Gohan's level, but Gohan's character was treated as such in all of Dragon Ball Super to be like, where is his power level at this point? Like, how strong is he Piccolo beat him at this point? How strong is Tenshinhan as opposed to Gohan? Are they on the same level? These people never stop training, and Gohan just stops training every single time, and then he gets back into it for like a week.
Every time.
And then he decides to start training again and gets better, then falls again, gets better, and falls again. So it wouldn't have been as infuriating to have Blue.
It's like me on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like Blue is completely redundant after a point, especially in those early days of the Tournament of Power, and this would have helped. I agree with you. But I like the idea of, instead of it being one adult Cell Jr., it's just those, like, funny enough 8, but 7, you know.
It would be way funnier if it was 8. Like, just completely, because, like, you know, they have the news reporter count to 7, and they show that there are only 7 of them. Gohan kills 8 of them. You know, there are several mentions of the number 7, and also, fun little fact, in Japan, just like in America, they have the lucky number 7. That's why Dokkan is 7777. You know, jackpots are 777, blah, blah, blah. And I find it very funny as a callback to be 8, or at least maybe 7.5. I don't know. I feel them
Gohan kills 1. He just kills 1.
Yeah, just that 1. 7. Exactly. Yeah, because they've already made a bunch of callbacks that seem to be either references or jokes to the original series or Z. So it would be very interesting for them to make a reference back to the anime only of Z, since it's not canon that there are 8, quote unquote canon, you know, because that word's terrible. But it would just be a nice joke. It would reference back to the original times, and it's something that, you know, Torataru is known to do whenever he does a reference. You know, he's trying to imitate, you know, what he loved as a child, and I don't know. This fight just overall seems very interesting. You get to basically see a retelling of the original fight, because these Cell Jrs. Still have the same abilities and at least similar thinking patterns to Cell. So I'm excited to see some crazy, you know, broken arm father-son Kamehamehas in the future.
No, I like the fight because I have long since said on all social media platforms that Cell's an interesting character. He worked in his own context, but I don't really see him coming back in the future because he only works in that context. So much time has passed, and there's only so many ways that you can bring him back that would make sense. This, as crazy as it is one of them. This would actually make sense. So
because you're not bringing him back. Yeah, like that's the thing. And honestly, I think that people should take just your piece of storytelling right there. Stop bringing the same person back. Bring back references to that person. It's even scarier when that dude's son comes back to kill you instead of when that guy comes back to kill you.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, guys, we're gonna leave it there. Please, like I said at the beginning of the video, go down to the description section below, hit that link, and go check out Kyokai for some awesome Dragon Ball discussion videos. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time I upload. It's been real.
Catch you guys next time.